Hi there, my name is Amir Ishaq and I'd like to welcome you back to this WebRTC Let Us Learn Together series. I am inserting a short clip from a different video series that I did on the same subject, which describes a little bit of what signaling server is supposed to be doing. In our previous video, we touched on signaling server, stun server, and turn server, and why we need them. We briefly mentioned that for two peers, A and B, to establish a successful connection, they need to exchange some information, that's SDP and ICE candidates. I will post a link in the description that describes the WebRTC Connectivity. We go to this website, describes what signaling is all about, and it says here, unfortunately, WebRTC can't create connections without some sort of server in the middle. And this is called signaling channel or signaling service. And then going down, describes session descriptions and ICE candidates. And you can see there's a flow here, the sequence diagram that shows the exchange of SDP through offer and answer, as well as the exchange of ICE candidates. This is surely valuable information and it's worth reading. Before we jump to code, let's see how the finished product of this part 2 is going to look like. So these are two browsers, two peers, and we are going to be exchanging the SDP, the offer SDP and answer SDP between the two peers as well as the candidate. So basically we're going to offer, this peer will generate an SDP which is going to be printed out on the console. Okay, and then we're going to copy that SDP and paste it in the other peer and set its description. And then we're going to generate an answer SDP, again copy it and paste it on this peer and set remote description, and then copy candidate from either this peer into there and set candidate, or from this peer and paste it there and set candidate. So this is what we're going to accomplish at the end of this video. And without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and jump to code. So this is where we left off from part 1. We managed to use get user media and display the local video. We know that we're going to need remote renderer, so let me go ahead and add that. Let me go ahead and redo the UI. I'm now going to create each of these methods to render the components or the widgets. let's do a quick test. Let's just comment these out and open terminal. Okay, so we have on the left local video and the right will be for remote video. Okay, let's do one by one.
Create offer.
We're going to use this button to create an offer. So we're going to create the offer method once we're done with the UI. For now, I'm just putting null. Let's also do for create answer method. Just copy and paste. Let's do a quick refresh. Okay, we have our buttons there disabled. Let's now create our text field, which we are going to use to paste either SDP or candidate. Because we need to get the value of the text field, so we need to create the controller. So let's go ahead and declare it. Let's go ahead and add the remaining buttons. Let's refresh and make sure that our UI is as we expected. Okay, good. So we have a text field, we have all the buttons. Now let's go and create the methods that will be triggered when we press these buttons. Okay, so let's go ahead and start making changes to the code. When we are adding the SDP, whether it's an offer or an answer SDP, we need to differentiate that, and hence we're creating this Boolean variable. We're going to need the RTC peer connection object and the media stream object. So let's go ahead and create it. After initializing our renders, we're going to create the peer connection. So let's just do it here. Once we receive the peer connection, which is PC, we're going to assign that to our variable that we created, which is the peer connection. Let's go ahead and create the method. Notice now we are calling getUserMedia within the create peer connection method. So we are going to remove it from here. I'm now going to define the events for the peer connection PC. So after creating the offer and generating the offer SDP or the answer SDP, we're going to get a bunch of ICE candidates. So as they come in, we're going just to print them out to the console. And once the peer connection has been established, we are going to receive a remote stream, and this event will take care of that. As soon as we receive the stream, we are going to assign it to the remote render. Okay, so let's now go and add the create offer method, which will be calling down here in one of the buttons, the create offer buttons. Can't find it over here. So let's uncomment it. Okay, so we're creating an offer from the peer connection. We're getting a description, and we are parsing the SDP part of the description. Now, what is parse? Parse is from a package that I'm using, which is SDP transform, and as it says here, SDP transform is a simple parser and writer of SDP, defines internal grammar based on this RFC and ICE and many more. You can have a look at this and read. So I'm using this to parse the SDP, and I'm encoding to get the JSON string and printing it out, which then I will use to copy and paste it into the other peer's text field. Okay, so I'm gonna follow the instructions to install. So I need to add SDP transform in the dependencies, which is here, and then we'll kill this, and sorry, Okay, so now our offer button is enabled. Let's see what happens when we try to offer. Okay, we get an error. Okay, I forgot to return the stream. Okay, let's test. Refresh. Okay, now hopefully when we press offer, we should get the offer SDP. There we go. So as you can see, these are the candidates generated, and the whole of this is the JSON string of the parsed SDP. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, let's move on to now the rest of the methods in the UI. So the next one is the SDP. Okay, so what's happening here? When we press or click the button for setting the remote description, we are getting the value in the text field. So we're getting the text of the text field, assigning it to JSON string, and then we are decoding that string, which is a JSON string, into a JSON, assigning it to session, and then we are using the SDP transform to transform the SDP back into the format that RTC session description will accept. And here we are using offer variable to check if it's true or false. If it's true, that means we are doing an offer, so the other peer will be doing an answer. Otherwise, it's an offer. And we're just printing to see the description, the values of it, and then we are taking the description and setting it to the peer connection, setting it to remote description. Let's now go ahead and create the create answer method. And here for create answer, we generate the SDP from creating an answer based on the offer SDP, and we are again doing the transforming the SDP and encoding it to JSON string and printing it out so that we can copy and paste it on the offer peer. And we just set the description to set local description, similar to create offer. And finally, let's create the remaining two methods, the set remote description and add candidates. Actually, we've already done the set remote description. Let's just do the set candidate, which is the last method that we have to create. Okay, let us refresh. Okay, so all the buttons are enabled. Okay, so let's do a quick test. I'm going to open another tab. Okay, so let's generate an offer from this peer. So we got an offer. Let's copy that. Go ahead and paste it on this side. Then we set remote description based on the offer SDP. Hopefully everything goes well. Let's open console. Okay, so seems like there's no error. Now let's generate the answer SDP Okay, let's copy that. Let's come to this side, close that, paste. Okay, so this is the answer SDP. We will set it as remote description. Okay, it seems like it's disappeared, but I think this is a browser or the web version issue. But when you resize, the video appears. Okay, let's now add at least one candidate. Copy, come this side, delete that, let's paste and set as candidate. Okay, seems like there's an error. Type int but one of type string. Okay, let me try to look for the okay, I think I know where this error is coming from. Let's go up. It's expecting an integer and we are sending a string, so let's remove this. Okay, refresh. Okay, now I'll have to do everything again, so let me just do it and then we'll resume from this point. So I'm going to paste the candidate again and set candidate, and two peers are communicating. Okay, so I'm now going to run the application from my mobile and the browser. So here is the application running on my mobile. So the app is running on my mobile and as well as on the browser. So I'm going to offer from the mobile first. Okay, and I will get the SDP in the console, the debug console. So this is the one. I'm going to copy it, come to the browser, but let me refresh first. I will paste it here, remove the extra text. I will set remote description. Okay, again, if you resize, you see the video displays, and I will do an answer. Go down to our console, get the answer SDP, copy, and we will now go to the set remote description, and we're going to put a breakpoint over there, go back to the mobile, and tap on set remote description. Okay, and it will break here. Now we need to set the value of the SDP we copied from here into there. Hence, when we tap set remote description, we are breaking at this point because I want to set the value of SDP controller text to that value. Okay, so SDP controller dot text equals to paste that, and let's press enter. And when we check the value of the text now, we see that it has the SDP value, and then we can continue running from here. Okay, let's go back to now. What we've done is we offered from the phone, okay, then we set the description here, then we answered from the browser and we set the description there. Now we need to add at least one candidate from either the phone to here or from the browser to the phone. So let me grab from the phone one candidate, which we should be able to find up here. This is the candidate here. Okay, let's grab the first one in the list. We grab this one. Okay, and go to the browser, paste it there, and then set candidate, and voila, we have the phone and the browser communicating. Cool. Okay, so this is it. We've actually demonstrated the signaling part, but doing it manually without using a server in the middle. Okay, so we have now come to the end of part 2 of the series. I hope this was beneficial, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for your patience, and bye.